Hey everyone, welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. I'm Solreta Antaria. Sorry we missed last week. Oops, I'm not sure if that's just restarted. Anyway, welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. I'm Solreta Antaria. Sorry about missing last week. I was a little bit under the weather, but feeling much better today, thankfully. What we will do is start the night off by doing a reading for the week ahead. But before we do that, and I will be reading from the Thoth deck tonight, which is my absolute favourite. I know my American and some Canadian friends call it the Thoth deck. And we'll also be reading from the Right Away. We might even do some, actually let's go some psychic tarot tonight as well. That will be fun. But before we do that, I've got some little baby tuning forks back from my college days. We've got these three little ones called singers or angels. So we have, they're tuned to different hertz. So basically they work on frequency. So for those of you that are just joining us, if you would like to tune in, hi everyone, to those that are joining us now, I'm just gonna get some of these to start resonating and just letting it just come into your field, cleanse out anything that no longer needs to be there. I just thought it's good to kind of set up the space. So I'm just going to clank a few of these together. So it might be high pitched for anyone that's sensitive to sound, and just let the frequency just ripple through. And just breathing deeply into that. And just letting that clear away anything that you've been holding on to, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. Just feeling that attunement back to your true soul self, back to your higher purpose, back to your original blueprint, feeling that reconnection back to your soul's essence, letting anything that's inauthentic fall away, and just breathing in and out with love. Okay, so thank you to those that are just joining us. So we will be doing individual readings, so I will be taking names and we'll get a list going. But first of all, we're going to start with having a look for the week. And I see that we have some beautiful faces that are here from the other side of the world. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. I do work mainly online. Most of my clients are in America and Canada. I still have booking spots left available for next week. There's a couple left. For those of you that are booking from overseas, they are in my international calendar, so it will appear in your time zone. So reading with me, standard reading is 1 hour reading. I do half hour and 2 hour readings where we go into cards. We look into an aura drawing as well. We also communicate, chat with the guides. So generally they give us, across the multiple different ways that I read, will give us a message, and they'll usually echo that through a picture that I start off drawing for you to have a look at where your energies are at in your aura. Then we pick some cards and chat to the guides to confirm. Usually what we talk about in the aura comes up in the cards too, so it really is this beautiful message that comes through the reading. So right now we're just picking cards to look into the week. And for those of you that watch my show regularly or other shows that I'm on, know that I pick my cards by selecting them face down. Unless they fall out, I will always tell you if they come out face up, because that's the guides really sort of throwing them out there too. Thank you so much. I am feeling much better today. You can hear I'm a bit nasally still, but feeling much better. So let's have a look. We're just going to feel into the energy, because I read with psychometry, which is that ability to be able to read energy with hands or with tuning into something energetically. So just having a look into the week of the head. I'm hearing spirit say Aries. So I'm not sure if there's some Aries out there that are really going through something deep right now. They're showing me fire and showing me transformation. So what I'm seeing with this is that some of you might be feeling like that you're walking over hot coals at the moment, or feeling that you're walking that fire. Oh, thank you, Rosina. I'm just going to pop your name on the list, but we will get some more going too. But yeah, I'm seeing that transformational fire at the moment for some of the Aries that are watching tonight. And they're just talking about, what would it feel like if you walked through the fire? Because I'm seeing some dip their toes in and out. So let's start flipping that card. So I feel like this card individually is just representative. Hey Tanya, first time joining. Thank you for joining us. So I feel like this is representing the Aries in our group tonight. For some reason, they were just singling out Aries. So if you're not an Aries, but you do have a person that's in your mind and their sign is Aries, this could also be to do with them. What I'm seeing with this is an energy of sort of like dipping a toe in and out. And because this is a Prince of Swords too, this is predominantly like about thoughts or thinking, or mindset around something. Hey, Sana. So yeah, this is really looking at like what you're thinking about. I do feel that this is in regards to relationship, and I do feel that possibly looking or reflecting into times of whether it's like making a list of pros and cons might help people to make up their decision around things. But what they're actually showing me is for the Aries at the moment, it might feel like something is on the outside or that you need to take action because we do have a Chariot. But I actually feel like it's really when you come back to yourself, that's when I'm seeing like the ripple effect take place in the world around. So it's like intellectually, you might think you need to move forward or think that, you know, certain things might need to happen or a change of mindset or, you know, do a couple of things. But what I'm seeing is when there's an internal change or an internal thermostat happen, I'm seeing a different opening with that way. So I'm just going to have a look into the week ahead. We're going to pop that card for Aries back into the deck. Oh, and also let me know too if for Valentine's Day I did do zodiac sign readings. So we went through all of the signs. Hey, Felicia. So if that is something that you all like, I'm definitely back on YouTube with my with some of my readings, some guests that I'm interviewing. So if you guys liked the zodiac readings, I'm really thinking and feeling drawn to doing zodiac readings, whether I do it like monthly or fortnightly. I'm having a look into that. So let me know on here like what you think about that, as well as keeping up this show. So what I'm feeling going into this week, I'm actually seeing a turquoise ocean, and what they're showing me is stepping into a turquoise ocean, and I feel like it's about releasing and surrendering, and there's some kind of element of trust stepping forward with spirit is what I'm seeing with this. The energy that I'm feeling and seeing around is the water looks shallow, there's sandbanks either side, and when I get shown turquoise and aqua, to me, this is my guides telling me about past life energies. So have a look into if there's any past life energies come up, how can you sort of like smoothly sail through these past life energies if they are coming up? So what might be an example of this is, say that you're noticing like a pattern with work or a pattern in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but say that you're noticing some kind of like pattern. It's like, oh, I've seen how this played out in the past. What that means is that you don't necessarily have to be emotionally attached or invested in the outcome. Or if you see that other people are kind of like running drama around you, you're able to kind of like glide or smoothly sail in that. So I'm seeing that sort of go out in the next couple of days. I'm just seeing what we've got midweek. Okay, there might be a couple of like decisions being made, but I'm seeing it as a decision around the heart. So this is a message if it's resonating with you, you know, take that. If not, then don't worry about it. And then what I'm seeing is a lot of gold come up. So what I'm actually seeing is an energetic, prosperous time, getting towards the end of next week. So what I'm also seeing is this is because they're showing me the sign of Jupiter. So I'm seeing this is about expansion as well. So let's flip these cards. Oh, okay. This makes sense. So when I was talking about like sort of staying out of the drama, and also like, you know, if there's past life patterns and things come up, we've got the Tower card. So for a couple of you watching tonight, beware of tower moments. And what I mean by a tower moment is, to me, it's something where it's like you see something collapsing, or you see that there's sort of like a disturbance in the force is what I'm hearing spirit say, or you see that someone's sort of like coming undone, or a situation is coming undone. Possibly this might be about a job and jumping ship, or a relationship that's, you know, not doing well and is sort of like ending in fire and different things. So really look in, evaluate like whether you are in a tower situation. For some of you it might not be the case, but this is coming up as a general reading. Even looking in different areas of life where you've perhaps had tower moments in the past, because this is also a time of reflection this time of year. So look into where you've had tower moments in the past. So this might mean, you know, like when you overstayed, because this is the energy that I'm feeling with this, is an overstay type energy. So they're asking you to see the clearer picture. They're asking, see at the top, we have this beautiful eye. And then we have the dove with the olive branch. So they're asking you to see the clearer picture, or perhaps like that overall picture. They're really asking you to reestablish this peace from within. Then midweek, this is sort of leading to pleasure, which is that Six of Cups energy. We can see this is a really beautiful energy. The water is that sort of turquoisey sea color that we talked about too. But not only that, the flow and connection to higher source, to spirit, is in this card too. We can see these gold lotus flowers are really connected here. Now, the other thing that we have is the Scorpio energy and the Sun energy. So with this Scorpio energy, sometimes it is getting to that deeper emotional part. Hey Steve, good to see you here. So we can see that the water is still like a little bit of an emotional current, but I feel like that it's getting to that place of where you've got that initial sort of like foundation, you know, harmony starting to come in. You can start to feel and see a higher picture coming in that's very different from this. So we can see that there is a direct change in energies through the week. So just noticing like what are you standing in for the week? Is that a tower moment? And it doesn't have to be a big tower moment. We can all have these energies of little tower moments, but what it's leading to is spirit is wanting to bring some kind of like resolution and reconnection, which is probably why they got me to do the tuning forks at the start of the show tonight. So for anyone that missed that alignment and that little mini clearing that we did, I highly recommend going back. But what we can see here is the lovers. So we're seeing that there's a reconnection back to source and a reconnection back to spirit. I'm just going to also pick a card from the Psychic Tarot as well, just to see what else is at the heart of the matter they're telling me to go. I want this one. This one. All right, so we've got two cards. Ooh, this is interesting. This reflects what we just talked about. And I just wanted to point out we have a candle lit tonight. So I lit this for all of you just to really connect and bring in that love energy. My guides were just guiding me to light a candle for everyone. So just sending you lots of loving vibes. And they really wanted to talk about reconnecting back to that essence of love. The other thing before I show the Psychic Tarot cards, thank you, Sana. With this card too, this actually is a reminder of what I've been talking about with certain clients this week. What I've been getting messages and downloads for myself personally and for other clients is spirit just from this week has been asking to surrender. And what I mean by that is when we think about what we want to manifest or what we want to work with or what it is that we seek or what we desire, they're showing it's almost like just to pop your hands like this. Think of yourself as that child. And as a child, when we ask our parents for something, we don't have fear or doubt or worry in asking. You know, when we're really little, like say when we're like 2 years old, it might be, you know, like, oh, mum and dad, I want a pony. And there's no doubt in our mind about getting a pony. Anyway, so our parents always, pretty much, most of us, our parents want the best for us. So what Spirit has been showing me is really sort of like opening up and connecting to the highest possible frequency of what you want, but also sort of like surrendering to God or surrendering to the universe and having them come and meet you. And one of my best friends, Angelia Anton, who's a writer on here as well, on Facebook, she talks about, you know, putting your wish in or putting what you want to manifest into a cake. It's like, you know, all the ingredients, and then you put it in the oven. Now you don't take that cake out of the oven every 2 seconds to check if it's done. We really need to have that energy to cook and to turn into something delicious. So this is really that energy of surrendering. It's taking yourself out of old habits, beliefs and fears that are holding you back, surrendering, asking for that divine energy to come in and spirit to meet you. Now the other cards we had come out of the Psychic Tarot are the Truth card, and we can see that there's that sort of standing in spirit, but there's that beautiful doorway. So really looking at what is your truth, what is it that what is a match for your desire? You know, are you authentically living your truth right now? Which is a really beautiful question. and think about what that means on many, many levels, because sometimes there's situations that you can't change, or where we feel that we have to live in a physical world, but we really want to live more in the spiritual paradigm. So it might be, say, for example, that you might be stuck in one job, but on a spiritual level, you can still hold your truth while you're in that job. So really look at like what it means to hold your truth. Thank you, Tanya. The other thing that we have is trapped in fear. So really with this, that goes with this one, with the Tower card too. So it's being trapped in fear. The opposite is truth. So standing in your truth. But what we can see creeping in is spirit and the sun. The sun represents transformation. So for some of you, you might actually be overcoming fear. For those of you that feel frozen in fear, getting tools and techniques under your belt to help you catapult through this fear would really, really be helpful. So I hope that that makes sense for everyone this week. And I will just finish the weekly reading before we pick individuals, just from my Syrian Star card deck. And this is beautiful. Okay, so they're bringing in harmony, imagination, and ascension. This is so beautiful. Look at this. Clear and release clutter, emotions that could be blocking you from experiencing more harmony. Also, light candles and burn some oils to lift the vibration. That's what we did tonight by lighting the candle and doing the little, these little guys, the tuning forks at the start too. So we can see that beautiful lotus. And this also reminds me of my best friend. She always has this saying, so Angelia Anton, you'll find her on Facebook, always has this saying, you know, a little more lotus, a little less mud. And she talks about how the lotus actually needs that mud to, you know, have that connection to thrive and to prosper. So the other card that we have with this is, oh, thank you, sweetheart. So we have the card of imagination come through as well. So yeah, be childlike, reignite your creativity and imagination through art, play, and writing. And that's what the guides were asking us to tune into before as well, is that energy of kind of like opening up to spirit and to kind of surrender and to visualize the best and highest good manifesting. The other thing that we have is that ascension energy with that blue flame energy that we've talked about show and show time and time again. So with this ascension energy, it says we already exist on all levels. Keep moving towards energies and things that raise your vibration and take you higher. So these are part of my deck. These ones are available on my website, and they are the Syrian Star cards. So just wanted to share some of them with you, some of the messages. So let's pop these cards in and start taking some names. Okay. Oh, and I see that Kerry is saying, I'm trying. Good job. You know, get support around you with others. And if there's not support in physical, it is good to get support from spirit. Guides are just guiding me to pick a card for Jeannie Grimson. So I'm just going to start with you, Jeannie. And then we'll pick for some others as well. Okay, I'm just writing a couple of names down. Maria Christensen Rocha. And Ange Carr. Okay, and then we'll come pick some more names. Casey, Tracy KVB as well. Let's pick for you. Just going, my spirit is guiding me right now. And I'm going to feel into these energies for you, Jeannie. Okay, so this is an interesting energy. On the left-hand side, I'm getting this beautiful textorial energy come in. And what I mean by this is sometimes energy will come in and it will feel sort of, you know, bright and light and gossamer. With this, what I'm actually feeling is there's some kind of like different density to it. So I feel like that you'll feel this when it comes in. And what's trying to come in and work with you at the moment, it feels like this undulating sort of like white goddess energy. And what they're really showing is like bringing this goddess energy in at the moment. So it might be doing things that make you feel like more beautiful, and feeling adorned is one of the words they're giving it. So really starting to think about like what it means to embody this goddess energy. So this could be like anointing with perfume. It could be having beautiful music play in your house, having gorgeous candles around. It might be wearing jewelry that makes you feel like you're anchoring this goddess energy, because what they're talking about is this goddess energy is coming through. The name that I'm hearing with this is Freya. So possibly looking up what does the goddess Freya represent. It's gone blank out of my mind, but what I'll tune into, I feel like the energy that they're giving me too is there's something to do with like white, and to do with purity, and to do with, she keeps showing me like the heart energy and coming back to the purity of the heart. So let's flip these cards. Okay. All right. So we have the Seven of Discs. So perhaps something that you might have been working on may not have worked out in the past. I always see this as a nest with like little eggs. So it might be like our dreams, hopes, and goals, or perhaps something that we were working on that didn't quite make it, or perhaps is sort of being pushed to the side or in the background, or something that's feeling restricted and doesn't have that flow and attention of what you would like. We do have Taurus energy with this, so sometimes it can also represent stagnancy, and something that's taking a little bit longer. We do have Saturn energy with this as well. So Saturn sometimes will be that energy of sort of regulation and constriction, but we might be more of a Jupiter person, which is like what we have in this card, the card of truce. So Four of Swords to me feels like sort of that crossroad energy, but it feels like a crossroad energy to do with the heart. So this could be possibly about making a choice mentally of what feels like it's a higher vibration. We can see with this golden energy, what Spirit is saying with this is, I'm seeing this as kind of like guides and angels and that speaking to you. So what I mean by this is, in the cards where we have this sword energy with this kind of electricity, a lot of the time I will see this as, other people talking, but what I'm actually seeing is this is another dimension talking. So we have Jupiter with this, we also have Libra energy too. So really about expanding that heart chakra is what I'm seeing. So this could also be, there may have been a miscommunication or something, but I'm seeing this card, the card of fortune, so it does show something changing. So what they're actually showing me too is stepping out of one thing, and it's like feeling and stepping into a new doorway. So possibly even to do a meditation where you're walking through a door. What I see is a change in frequency, a shift, and a change in energy. And I'm just going to ask them for a card from this other deck too. So for those of you that are just joining, I also have one-on-one readings available on my website. There's a link above. It's just solreta.com. So what I'm seeing connected with these cards is partnerships and alliances. So it might be leaving one partnership, or it might even be like sort of feeling the need to, how would I say, not dedicate and spend as much time on things that weigh you down, or things that feel like the energy's not going somewhere, because something new is being born. Really start to tune into this new frequency that's coming about, because it's coming in fast is what I'm seeing, and it has more of a higher spiritual tone to it compared to this old energy of feeling like it's stuck on the earth or sort of stuck in mud. The other thing that we have too is this is a reminder, when manifesting this, or when sort of stepping into these new energies, is to really be in that place of the heart and be humble. So in both these cards we have Jupiter's influence, and then we have the card of partnership and alliance come through. So really beautiful turn of events that looks like in the cards. So that I hope that makes sense. And we will read for Rosina Hodges, I think, or Hodge. Just trying to read my own writing that I've written down. So let's have a look, Rosina. Now, a card that I did see when I was just shuffling then, I'm going to mention this. So this one coming up is an extra card in the deck, so it's like a bonus card. So this is what I call choose your own adventure. To me, this golden flower in the center, I always see it represent the pineal gland, and that being sort of like the center of our own universe, whether this is in a physical sense or whether this is in sort of like a psychic emotional sense. Now this card is also represented as above so below. It really represents to me being in the now, and it represents those beautiful books from when a lot of us were younger called Choose Your Own Adventure. And so you would read the story and then it would come to a fork in the road, and you would choose to go down one path or choose to go down a different path. Each of them were, you know, still really interesting stories. And that's what this talks about. When the guides give me this card, it usually represents that not making, it's not really about like making a right or wrong decision. It's actually more about making a, how would I say? It's just about making a choice. Sometimes when we come to that, it really talks about growth. Now, both different pathways can represent different growth. So let's ask for another card from this other deck. Oh my gosh, pulled the same card again, partnership and alliances. So this message might even be for a few of you tonight. Spirit might be talking about really looking at your partnerships at the moment, looking at who you have alliances with. Now, this can mean anything from, you know, like relationships to buddies at work, to other people that you work with or in connection with. It can also represent networking. So there is a Choose Your Own Adventure card around that for you, Rosina. So let's have a look if there's anything else that the guides want to give to you tonight. And we have Universe. So I feel that this is about upgrading your belief system, really looking at like what is the best and highest path, because there might be the two paths to choose from at the moment. So really looking at like writing even a list. How can I upgrade life, and what is it that I actually desire? So I hope that that helps. So we will move to Maria Christensen. So let's pick a card for you, Maria. All right. Oh, and I'm just having a look. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. Oh, so Jeannie was saying, because we picked cards for her first, once again, absolutely nailed it. The relationship has been awful and I've finally had enough. I know that I'm ready to leave and they've been keeping me here. Yeah, it did seem like you got some messages in that, and we were just on 333 as we said that too. So also looking into what the number meaning for 333 is. Oops, and we've got a few cards coming out as we're reading. Okay. And you were saying about like going to the beach as well, wanting to go to the beach. We just had a card fall out. Yeah, just a period of adjustment with this too. It might also represent a couple of legalities in relation to the relationship. So I just wish you all the best with that. Thank you, Sarah. I'm just going to pop your name down as well. Sarah Barnes and Lisa Paul. I'm going to pop you on the list as well. And Rebecca O'Reilly. I'm just going to where Spirit is guiding me. Okay, so Maria, let's pick for you to start with. All right, Spirit is asking you to take a big deep breath in and out. And sometimes when that happens, it's like we're holding our breath in anticipation. So let's have a look in here. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this is a pause. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we're stressed, we can actually go into shutdown mode and our brains can kind of like seize up and find it hard to work. It's almost like an overwhelm. Sorry, Marie, we're actually reading for Maria right now. So I'm going to flip these cards for you, Maria. So what I'm seeing is I'm sort of seeing an energy of feeling a little bit closed off to the world at the moment. So I'm not sure what's happened, but really reflecting and looking into if there was a past hurt that caused your heart to shut down or caused you to make you feel like you needed some distance or some time away, or reflecting. What I'm sort of seeing currently is the 5 of Discs. So this 5 of Disc energy to me represents possible disappointment on the physical. So whether this is something old from the past that you're reflecting on, but what I'm also seeing is something beautiful and new coming in regards to the future. So a Prince of Cups. So this is someone who can bring more fulfillment into life. Doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be a man, but it can represent sort of that new beginning, that masculine energy. But yeah, what I'm seeing is talking about like what happened to make that distance, like what happened to make you feel to sort of cut off from others. Now this doesn't mean that we physically have to be cut off, but it can be emotionally cut off. What I mean by this too is sometimes we can only we can sometimes pretend everything's happy on the surface, and then on the deep inner part of us we can be struggling, or we might not reveal things until after decisions are made, might not let our true thoughts come to the surface, is what they're trying to say. Now they're just asking me for a clarification card to represent what the heart of the matter is. Okay, material and spiritual prosperity. So this might also be a time while you're in this state to really reflect on like what it is that you want for your future, because I feel like with this it's like things possibly might not be adding up with this Five of Discs card. So it might be also about what we call like an upgrade energy, and really looking at like what's going to bring you happiness on a material level, what's going to bring you happiness on a spiritual level is what I'm also feeling with this. But yeah, tune into this energy as well. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Jeannie. I can see that you're getting the number synchronicities as well. So yeah, with this, it's almost like there's water energy and air energy. So I feel like you have the elements and you have spirit on your side with what it is that you're wanting to manifest. Even if you're not logically aware of what it is that you want to manifest at the moment, this might be like tapping into what does my deep subconscious want, and I'm just picking a card around this. So Maria is saying, yeah, I did distance. It's hard to come back from. I do art therapy. Masculine, I saw in my art. Oh, that's so interesting, because they were trying to put it in a non sort of person sense. Is the energy that I'm seeing with this. And I asked them to do with sort of like the heart of the matter and things too. And we have the moon. So it's really doing that deep shadow work. And the other way they're showing it to me is to look at life. Okay, what would it look like if I did live my best life? And what they mean by that is sometimes we hold ourselves back in the fear of what if. And sometimes we'll let that run as the major theme. So we can also play that the other way and look at it as what if like the equal opposite happens. So we can step into fear and things, but what if like things worked out amazing? Oh, thank you, beautiful Jeannie. You're so sweet. And the little flower too. That is gorgeous. Thank you. Oh, and Maria, I'm seeing you say black, white, silver, very strong at the moment. Oh, interesting energies too. That definitely reflects on like that shadow aspect coming through, but merged with that moon energy with the silver and the white that you had. There are more colors and frequencies of the moon. So what I'm also seeing with this, we can see these dogs are kind of like enchanted or howling at the moon. We can see that the sun is coming in. There's a bit of an eclipse moment with this. So really sort of like surrendering to spirit and waiting for that solar energy to come in, waiting for that sun to bring that light. And we can also see the Scorpio energy tied up in the center of this too. Some of the energy that I do feel is a little bit, there might have been some deception and things around the past, but I don't feel to turn your back on things. Really, like it's kind of about putting yourself back out there once you've cleared the shadow aspect and cleared some of the fears and things too. So I hope that that helps. It's a lot to go into in a quick read, but I do have my one-on-one personal sessions available on my website that you can look into deeper questions too. So let's have a look. We've got Ange Carr as well. So let's have a look for Ange. All right, this is interesting. Spirit is really getting me into what we would call like the olfactory sense. So it's like that deep smelling Spirit is showing me like tuning into spiritual fragrance at the moment. So I'm seeing and feeling and smelling things to me that remind me of a kitchen. There's some kind of nostalgia associated with this. Hey Haley. Yeah. Oh, and Maria too, with the Scorpio energy that came up. Sometimes it can be sun, moon, or rising as well. And you're so welcome. Thank you. Do let me know or contact me if you did want to go deeper and we can dive into it more privately. The messages do come up more profoundly when it's private. When we don't have an audience watch, we can really pinpoint and look into things a lot easier. So what I'm seeing with Ange as well, let me just see. Yeah, Spirit is giving me the word nostalgia with this. I'm going to flip these cards because we don't have the most time in the world here tonight. So with this energy of nostalgia, we have the energy of the Fool. So the Fool speaks to me of a journey. And this card is representing the past. And I feel like that this was a journey taken. Now, being in that kind of childlike wonderment state of, smelling the old smells in the kitchen or, that home cooking type energy can sort of take us back into this energy of the Fool. So with the energy of the Fool, I think about it as in a male archetype or energy, it'll represent Peter Pan to me. In female, it will represent Alice in Wonderland. Now, the Fool is sort of like fresh-eyed and walks through life not really fearing anything. It's like, the bag over the back and the she'll be right attitude. So we see that there's a tiger. Now this tiger, if you met it on a journey, might appear to be scary. But in this situation, this Fool, because of the beautiful innocence and wisdom and the joyfulness, because it's in heart energy in this green, that he walks on the path and kind of brings this joy wherever he goes. And his eyes are really open to experience different things. So much so that he can sometimes be a little bit vague and miss things. But the energy with the tiger, he's actually tamed it to walk at his feet. So he's overcome his fears from sort of not having the fears in the first place, if that makes sense. The other energy that we have too is there's a sweetness of life manifesting with this. We have spiritual coin coming in and cards about transformation as well. Then what we also have is Prince of Cups energy, which we just had come up before too. So this might be that new opportunity coming through, or like that wisdom of that sort of like more masculine role model coming through, bringing that love, bringing that support, bringing that nurturing. The energy that we're sort of finishing off with is the Knight of Wands. So to me, this Knight of Wands energy, I call it like the Tony Robbins card, in that I always see Spirit presented as there's some kind of like walk across the hot coals moment, or walk through the flames, or walk through the fire to get to the other side. It's almost like being tested. So for me, looking at the combination of these cards, it might have been innocently starting out on a journey, feeling like a little bit broken at one stage, and then feeling, being put back together. But I still see that it's like a test. And because it's a Wands card, it is, about being tested on a spiritual level too. Hey Phil, good to see you on here. All right, so our next person is Tracy KVB. And I'm going to pop you on here as well, Carrie. Aw, you're so sweet, Jeannie. Thank you. Aw, that made my night. Thank you. That's so sweet. So now we're going to read for Tracy. So Tracy KVB. All right. So they're giving me an indication around extra study or learning. They're showing me extra things. So whether there's possibly thinking about like extra things that you want to do in terms of like income, or extra things like a course or something that you've been thinking about. The guides are just saying extra, and they keep showing me, oh, thank you, Carrie. Yeah, they keep showing me this energy of having like a side hustle, I guess would be another way to describe it. Let me flip these cards. All right, so with Tracy, what we're seeing at the moment is we've got the Ten of Swords. So this might be, and I feel that this is more represent of the past. So with this, it represents sometimes, a painful energy. Sometimes it can represent, oh, I think you just did the moon symbol, cute. So with this energy, we can see that the heart is shining through. The heart's actually, even though it feels like something painful, and in my other deck of cards, it's represented with a lot of swords sort of going into the person. So it can sometimes represent deception. But what I feel is that you're building yourself new again. You're restoring balance, you're restoring confidence. And they're talking about this card. So we have the energy of velour. So with this, I see this sometimes as it's that energy of kind of like fake it till we make it, is another way. Oh, sure, Phil and Melissa. I'll try and get to as many people as I can. I've got just a little list at the moment, so I'll try and get to you all. So yeah, with this card of Valor, they're really asking you to step into this leadership way. They're asking you to step forward and not kind of like stay in the background or stay hidden. I feel that you gave a lot of energy and attention to others around you. So what I mean by this is sometimes when we're in relationships, or you know, when we're a parent, we'll put a lot of energy and attention into others, and we often neglect ourselves. So what they're showing me with this card of the Hierophant too is this is sort of like the one that's like learned and transcended. Oh, thank you, Melissa. That's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm going to pop you on the list as well. And hopefully, let me check my time. Hopefully I can get to a few more. So what I'm seeing with you, Tracy, is really start to step into this. Do not like hold back your shine from anyone. Don't be small in terms of like energy, in terms of like what you feel that you want to wear on the day. What it is that you want to do to work, for work and things. They're talking about not having to explain yourself to anyone. So I hope that makes sense. Sarah Barnes, I think it was. Pick for you. All right, so the first thing that I started to feel, they've got me to pick two cards. I started to get a little bit of a feeling like around third eye, and the energy almost a little bit like pressure or a headache or some kind of frequency. But I also feel like there's a spiritual shift. So this could represent possible sensitivity to electromagnetics, and it can also represent a psychic unfoldment happening. So we have Princess of Wands followed by the Ace of Discs. What we can see with this beautiful Princess of Wands is she holds the energy of the sun. She's all about transformation, and what's holding her back is a little bit of fear. We can see that this tiger, because the tiger represents fear in this card, there's something that's sort of like holding her back from this transformational energy. We can see he has his tail around her throat chakra. So this is about, you know, making sure that you express yourself, yeah, on a verbal level. But I feel that this is a pattern from the past. Don't hide, don't live small is what they're talking about. And then we have Ace of Discs, so physical change. Oh my gosh, Jeannie, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, mic drop. That's so cute. Thank you. So yeah, what I feel with this is things coming together. So not letting old past fears hold you back, not letting it keep you from speaking your truth. We see that this has always been burning, and the energy that oh, beautiful, Tracy. Yeah, really definitely step into that Hierophant energy. Even like Google Hierophant in the Thoth deck or Toth deck and read like the little page that comes up on it. It's such a beautiful card. So with this card, with the Princess of Wands, we can see this little altar burning. This for me is Christ consciousness energy. It's a connection to divine wisdom, divine love. It has the energy of the rose within the flames, and it's Aries energy too. So it's really asking you to tap into the energy of that, as though it's like a burning flame or an altar. It's a reminder to step into your power. So I hope that helps. We're just going to pick for Lisa Paul really quick. And I'm going to flip some of these cards. They're just going where they're telling me. All right, we've got 4 cards for you, Lisa. So they're talking about a change of plans or a change of fortune, or possibly a change of direction. We have the card of fortune, which is that Jupiter energy. The other thing that we have, oh yeah, the sun is setting. And then we have Prince of Cups. So this might be looking into what people have, I'm feeling spirit talk about. Someone might have promised something, or might have had that energy of, oh yeah, I want to like do this or I want to do that, but they're not showing up, is what I'm being shown. Then we have Nine of Cups. So I feel that there might be like like a change of direction. We do have the card of the Devil coming up in connection with this. So I definitely encourage you, from what the guides are showing me, to look at who is authentic, to look at like someone who's following through and doing like what they say. So make sure, you know, that they're not all talk, would be one way that we say here in Australia, isn't it? Make sure someone, you know, is taking action and really showing up and proving themselves. So I hope that makes sense to you, Lisa. Rebecca O'Reilly, let's pick a card for you. Spirit's laughing at me because I'm like, let's pick a card, and they always like 3 cards, 2 cards. All right. So we've got 3 cards here for Rebecca. Oh, 4 cards. There you go. Spirit laughing again. So what I'm seeing here is tapping into that energy of manifestation with you, with the High Priestess. And what I'm seeing with this is, it's like, yep, I'm opening up to the best and highest good. I'm in my flow. I'm in my energy. And what I mean by this is, oh, wow, that's amazing, Tracy. Good sign. What I'm seeing with this is, it's like the universe brought a lesson. So it might have been opening up to love or opening up to an experience, and the universe brought a lesson. So we're seeing this card of failure, but the universe is saying it doesn't matter that, like, you know, that you went down that road or you got delayed with that experience. I feel like it was an important soul or karmic lesson with that. What I am seeing, because they're like, keep going, keep going. They're showing me you actually like walking and stepping over this. So it's like, that was a speed hump. Hey, Katie, good to see you on here. But we have 10 of Cups. So with this, they're asking you to really tune into that higher frequency. And we spoke about this at the start tonight. So we can see that we have the rose up here, which is that higher connection to the Godhead or to the universe. And that's filling the cup. So this is really reconnecting back in, go back to the drawing board and really like open up to spirit and, you know, surrender what it is that your hope and dream and desire, because we have an Ace of Disc coming. There's something coming into manifestation on the earth is what I'm seeing. Oh, Lisa, I'm glad that you got to see your reading. You're so welcome. So yeah, Rebecca, interesting energies for you. Carrie, let's pick a card for you. I'll see how we're going for time. Hopefully we get to pick a few more for people. Oh, Sana, I hope you love the deck. The bigger ones are good too. All right, so Carrie, you've just got such lovely energy. Okay, Spirit's like undecided between 2 cards, so we're going to play them out. So I'm going to flip these just because we're short on time. Oh, interesting. Similar cards coming out. Oh, okay. So we have this Prince of Cups coming in to bring an offering. And what I feel with this is we can see that there's like a little bit of healing coming up with the energy. And it would be to have to kind of like move forward and leave some things in the past, or to kind of like burn old bridges, if that makes sense. I'm trying to put into English what it is that Spirit is showing me. So they're showing me this energy of healing to do with the past. So it might be someone coming and offering an apology or asking for your forgiveness, and it might not even be that you're aware that they thought of that. I'll try and pick a card for you in a minute too, Katie. Let's pop you on here. And yeah, so we have this energy of that Knight, the Knight of Wands. So what I mean by this is, there was sort of like a learning experience to do with this. So it's like, yeah, you can accept someone's apology, and this might not have happened just yet, but I feel that this energy is hanging around. But it's like, what's that? Once bitten, twice shy. Okay, give me another analogy, Spirit. Oh, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There's a little bit of that kind of energy around with this. It's asking you to stand into your in your power. Yeah, very, very interesting. So we have Princess of Discs. She's coming in. She's working with that beautiful sacred geometry shape, which manifest. So this is really looking at like, what is it that you want to create? It's about you plugging into that source universal energy. And when I was having that duality choice with shuffling the cards, and they're getting 2 cards to come out and they couldn't decide, it was stand in this power or have this kind of energy of possibly like deceit, or someone that doesn't have like your best interest at heart. This can also represent someone that has addiction problems too. So just to be aware of that kind of like energy or that kind of vibe of the Devil card. So really like looking at, you know, staying in your power, or being sort of like coming up against this Devil card. I definitely recommend the staying in power one, even though sometimes the Devil can be quite attractive when it comes up in a persona, because they're very magnetic, very charismatic, and very convincing. So I hope that makes sense. So we've got Melissa as well. Let me see. What was your last name, Melissa? Oh, Melissa Esparza? Sorry, bungling your name. Esparza. So, Melissa. Oh, this is interesting. I'm just hearing Spirit say sweetheart when I read your name. And I'm feeling like a little bit of heaviness and tears. And also feeling congestion around here. So sometimes when we have congestion around the face, it can represent a couple of things. I'm just seeing as well, Rebecca's saying manifestation for me on the moment is wanting to bring our daughter, and also wanting to manifest how I can serve humanity, and at the same time align fulfillment, purpose with prosperity. That is a big wish. I definitely would break it down and look into the highest frequency of how that feels. So it might be sitting and like to do with your daughter, it would really be about connecting with love and feeling that love energy around that. And for prosperity, feeling like that you're provided for and feeling that you are held in that highest state of abundance would be another way to look at it too. But I wish you all the love and success with that. So for Melissa, what I'm seeing and just experiencing like those tears and shedding tears, and I'm seeing a lot of yellow energy come up. So I feel like there was a lesson. Let's flip the cards and see what the lesson was. Yeah, we have that reflected in the cards actually. So we have the Strife card. I feel that this was possibly not trusting your intuition, or possibly oh, thank you, Rebecca. So yeah, this might have been like feeling that something was happening or something was up, something feels a bit out of alignment. 5 of Wands sometimes is too many cooks in the kitchen, can also be another way to look at it. Then we have the Nine of Swords, which is the card of cruelty. So this could be in connection to do with relationship energy, because we have the Lovers card come up, but this is the one that's coming up to do with the future. So this could also show, you know, overcoming that strife energy and the cruelty to reconnect. What I want to see is the energy that comes after reconnecting. So I'm just going to pick a card telling me to go with this one. We'll flip it. This transformation. You really need to be shown great change. You really need to see great change happening within the relationship. I'm asking for more clarification before you can move forward, is what they're showing me. So yeah, I hope that helps. So looking for actual actions and movements forward towards change, not just taking face value. So it might be like, all right, if things are going to improve, what are the actions that will be taken? What can you hold that person accountable to make sure that they are actually, you know, living up to that change and living up to the words? So I'll just pick a card quickly for Katie. All right. The energy that I've got, like as soon as I picked the cards, I actually saw like family stuff happening. I'm not sure if you've had like a little bit of a hectic day or a busy day. They're just showing me like busy energies. So they're actually just showing like really trying to like relax and unwind tonight, because I just feel like almost like you're carrying a lot for everyone else, because I'm seeing, when I tune into your energy, I'm seeing your beautiful mum's energy, and I'm seeing sort of like the boys' energy and family's energy and things. So let's flip these cards. Oh, we have victory and we have the Magnus. So this can represent something coming into alignment. So we can see we've got this beautiful purple background with this, and this alignment energy about expansion. It's about leadership. We have fruition coming in to do with the wands and things kind of like lining up. We also have the energy of the Magnus, and we can see that this beautiful Magnus, this is sort of like the, if we look at the card of the Fool and being that beautiful journey, that wonderment, this is coming to a head. So this might show that things that you've been wanting to manifest on your journey might be sort of like maturing and coming into being. So I've just asked for, to get to sort of the heart of the matter, we can see prosperity begins. So it's about planting that seed and letting it mature into a fruit tree. Can also represent fertility as well. And they're just giving me 2 more to go with this. So there's an energy of sacrifice and power. So what I see with this is such a beautiful energy of sacrifice, because even though there's a sacrifice on a physical, lower earthly level, we can see that beneficially for that spiritual level, there's things to gain. The other thing that we see, standing within the power. So sometimes people don't actually see how powerful we are. You know, this lion, Leonian aspect might be hidden. We might appear as, one side or the other, but people don't often see the energy that we have behind us. So this might also relate to this victory energy. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot happening with family and things right now. So making sure to take time out and really rest is what they're showing me at the moment. The other thing I'm seeing is like green powder drinks too, like alkaline drinks. So I hope that helps. Thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. It's been beautiful to read for you all. Sorry for those that I've missed. We only have such a short time here. Please let me know, guys, too, if you do want me to do the YouTube readings where I do the monthly Zodiac. So we'll be doing it for all of the star signs. It'll probably be on, I'm deciding whether we do it once a month or once a fortnight at this stage. I do have the Valentine's Day one still up. But yeah, you guys let me know if you liked them. Sending you all so much love, and my booking calendar has got a few spots available for next week at this stage. So there's half-hour, 1 hour and 2 hour sessions available, as well as kinesiology to help you really kind of like hit that trajectory and to work towards your goals too. So have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Thank you. Oh, can see my cat scratching in the background. Bye everyone.